Coming from the Center for Sustainable Development, I think for us, this budget holds a lot of promises. Of course, there are usual suspects. So there is a lot of financial outlay for hydrogen, green hydrogen, for energy storage as a capacity, for renewable energy, and all of that. But there are a couple of things which are very interesting for us in terms of sustainable development. I think the first one is the PM Pranam scheme, and the Pranam scheme spells out that they will try to achieve rejuvenation and amelioration of soil, and especially for the agrarian sector. Now that's very interesting, because in that they have announced that they will create 10,000 bio input resource centers, BRCs as they are called. Now this will be a game changer for agriculture in India. That's because right now at the moment farmers are not encouraged to get into organic farming, obviously because there is no demand and the prices don't match. But more importantly, from the supply side, there are no seed banks, there are no bio inputs which are available in remote places in India. Now these 10,000 BRCs will probably remove that market inefficiency which is there in organic farming. The second program which the Green Growth Agenda talks about is the Mishti. And this is very surprising, because I haven't seen or heard a budget which actually talks about mangroves and wetlands. And this is the first time that the Indian budget talks about mangroves. Mangrove restoration is being taken up as a central priority focus area, which is very, very encouraging for the ecological restoration sector. Mangroves are pristine, ecologically productive ecosystems on the planet, and the eastern coast of India is blessed with huge mangrove forest. Unfortunately, mangroves were not considered as a forest for a very long time by the Ministry of Forest, but now luckily they have been taken up and they are coming into play. So they're talking about mangrove plantations. Mangroves don't really need plantations. You can just allow them to regenerate by themselves by protecting them. Even if protection is given, then mangroves will regenerate. Mangroves are important for two reasons for the Indian economy. One is they are excellent breeding grounds for the fishes, and they are actually a marine fishery. So that will increase the supply of fish in our seas. That is the first thing. But second most important is mangroves have a huge function of ecosystem provisioning, which is ecosystem regulating function. They can regulate floods, and if we remember, the tsunami which happened in Indonesia and the eastern coast and south of Chennai was struck with the tsunami, those places which had mangrove forests were the ones which were not affected the most. So this is the second function which they have. Therefore, having a focus on mangroves, I think, is very important. And the third program which I think is important in the Green Growth Agenda is that of the wetland restoration. Now, wetlands again have got a phenomenal capacity to sequester carbon, and that is very, very under-researched as well as not looked at holistically. So, improving the wetlands is going to be a huge game changer again for India. And we already have so many Ramsar sites, and that is going to be a real phenomenal thing. So I think these three very important things are what I'm really looking forward to in the Indian budget. Now all that remains is to see how they're going to operationalize this, how they're going to push it to the states, and how the states are going to respond to these initiatives. But that remains to be seen. Thank you.